Hope and Hard Pills is a weekly email list that I started in order to give people information about racial justice and social change. I started studying racism a few years ago in an intense way when I was seeing all of this terrible news about black men dying in police encounters. And in my studies, I found all of these stories about social change that a bunch of people don't even know about. And I thought, if people knew how often ordinary people have come together to change their society for the better, we'd have an entirely different world, but people don't know. So that's why I started this list. Every Saturday, I send out like a microblog about social change, something that probably hasn't occurred to most people, but once you read it, you're like, oh my gosh, that's so obvious. I want to be a part of that. And then a few articles and videos about racial justice so people can educate themselves. I was inspired by a ton of stories, but one of my favorite stories is about these families who were separated in 1945 in Berlin during World War II, where these Nazi forces came and took a bunch of Jewish men away from their wives, and they were holding them in this kind of temporary holding center. It wasn't a concentration camp. And while they were there, their wives showed up. And they were crying out for their husbands, and their husbands up above were being told by the soldiers that they can't go to the windows and answer the calls of their wives. But they did anyway. And so you have this communication between husbands and wives across this kind of chasm, I guess, if you will. And the women would leave, and they'd come back on their lunch break, and they'd leave, and they'd come back after work, and eventually those soldiers let their husbands go. There's this simple principle about people power that the reason why things are the way that they are is because we go along with it. The way that things are the way they are is because we consent to them. But if we would remove our consent, if we would refuse to go along with the way that things are, then things would change. That's what Hope and Hard Pills is all about. It's about delivering this idea about the power that we have collectively to say we want to live in a certain type of society and we will accept no alternative is the power that we have to change the world. So you can find the list on my website, andrerhenry.com, and sign up there. And people have been really excited about the work and have been wanting to figure out how can they join in. And so now we've allowed people to become a part of our team by being paid subscribers. We always tell people, if you want to be a part of anti-racism work, one of the things that you can do is support people who are already doing that work. And so we want to give people that opportunity. So you can find our Patreon by joining the list. There's a link in there for everybody who joins. So a lot of people ask us, how can they be a part of what we're doing? And one way that anyone can be a part of the work that we're doing with Hope and Hard Pills is by becoming a paid subscriber. We're on Patreon, which allows people to support the work that we're doing on an ongoing basis. And you can join by, first off, joining our list for free. And there's always a link in there for people who want to become paid subscribers.
And what do they get if they become a paid subscriber?
All kinds of things. Live animals, birthday parties,
Get out of here.
Firecrackers, desserts mailed to your house, home-cooked meals. No, none of those things, actually. So one thing that we really try to do with our team is to express our appreciation and to give you more value and to go deeper. Hope and Hard Pills is fundamentally just that one email, but people want to learn more. They want to sink their teeth into more information about racism and have deeper conversations. And so we are having conversations with experts on social change, like Srđan Popović, for instance, a Serbian activist who started the activist group that took down a dictator in Serbia with his college friends. Well, we interviewed Srđan to ask him about the very principle we're talking about, people power, and we're offering conversations with experts like that to our paid subscribers. I mean, we're offering that kind of content to everyone, but we're giving you like the uncut version. We're developing courses to go in an exclusive Facebook group for our paid subscribers. So we want to give you more to dig through, to learn, and more conversations to have so that you can dive deeper into the content.